Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream! Oh, Wales just asked me how I'm doing, and I typed a reply like I wasn't immediately about to go live and unmute my mic. That's cool, it's fine, I'm doing alright. It is a pretty dull, grey bank holiday. That describes most bank holiday Mondays in England, I'll be honest. And most shops are closed, but not mine. My boss doesn't care that some guy got a new hat. So, hey, we open, take money. Now, today, we begin a new horror game. Indeed, yes we do. Specifically, Fatal Frame 3, which is a game that I had kind of shied away from because it runs kind of long, first of all, but actually that's fine with the stream format rather than the Let's Play format where I'd have to like cut it down into 20-minute chunks. And this game makes some brave decisions in the third act, we will say, and I don't know. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it, you know? And oh, Wales, you and the rest of chat most certainly make my day less grey and dull and dreary. So thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here. Also, thank you for the 10-month resub, because that doesn't show up on my countdown screen. It only shows up on, like, the main screen, which is this one. Hey, check out that beautiful transition. Also, it's called Project Zero because this is the UK version. It's called Zero in Japan and Fatal Frame in America, which is the best name for it. Kawasaka, hello, hello. I'm so glad you came back after my Overwatch showings. This is more what we do here. This is more the horror towns. So, this is me loading up New Game Plus. There are reasons for me loading up New Game Plus. Mainly, a bunch of bonus ghosts are gonna show up. Let's just boost you a little bit. There we go. Hopefully, volume's gonna be okay. If it's not, do let me know. I can tinker with some settings on the fly. And let's start a game. And let's do it on normal mode. Because why not? Normal mode is what it was meant to be on. So, that's what we're gonna go for. Also, ignore the little, like, 7-minute save file. That was me testing to see if this game loads and plays, and if I can save it properly. And the answer is yes, to all of them. I too love Japanese horror games. There's something about them, like, the devs get it, you know? And that's generally how it goes in this game as well. So generally, this one is considered to be the best one of the series. I kind of place it a little below 5, but I can see why people would place this one at the top. Also, this game has the scariest ghost encounter in the entire franchise, as voted for by fans. So get excited for that. Like, I went through the top 10 polling, and I agree with most of what's on there. Maybe not the positioning for some of them.
Should we get going?
Hello, Kim, my guest. How you doing?
This house was haunted. Too bad it's not.
Rumors are just rumors. I'm gonna load these up.
Maybe just listen, oh whales. It's spooky horror games. Also, it's a good English dub. They got people who speak Japanese or know how it is spoken. Which you will find when I probably spoke over it when people talk about Rei, the character here. You! Where are you going? You need to go on a date with Chie. Build up the chariot arcana. Anyways, meanwhile, in our third game, let's go take a look at this. Thank you very much for the lurk. Like I say, it's probably for the best. I know you're not a fan of the horrors. But yeah, the character who was just now speaking is actually voiced by Kim, my guest, and pronounces her Japanese R's correctly, which is fantastic. Can I go this way? I can't go that way. Not right now. I'm kind of excited for this one because I've got, like, I got notes. And it's been a while since I've come into one of these with notes. And I'm eager to get to them. But what are you doing? I don't like the look of you. So I know who the voice actors are. It's Kim, my guest, I believe Kimberly Brooks, and what was the other one? JD Cummings? Like, they've been in a lot of things. You have definitely heard them in something, even if you're not immediately able to go, hey, it's that voice, you know? But they did a pretty good job of dubbing this one. They definitely did a better job of dubbing it than they did with Deep Crimson Butterfly, where everyone was, oh, hello, I'm creepy and Japanese. That's what this accent is. Nothing there. Yeah, so they're VAs from, like, anime and stuff like that. Kim, my guest, notably was... I want to say she was the character whose name I forget, but she was the save girl from Metal Gear Solid and that series. This I do not like. Giant mirrors flush with the floor. I'm not a fan. Don't do that. Click. The answer is very scary, I believe. We touched on it a little just now. Fans have voted one of the encounters in this game as the scariest in the franchise. And this guy is not messing around. So just run from that. You can't fight that guy. What are you talking about? Man's got a hatchet. I hope we get a remaster of, like, the first one as well. Because we got one of the second game. Which is actually fine. Like, the Deep Crimson Butterfly, I joke about the voice acting. It's a pretty good remaster. And it tinkers around with a lot of mechanics that kind of improve the gameplay a little bit. not see how the jump scares and psychological horror is, you may just lurk. That is okay. Click. I appreciate you checking in.
Stay here forever.
You don't have to get both of those. I just like to. Incidentally, as we've already shown by missing 2 of them, I'm not going for the full ghost list in this playthrough. I've got enough to get what I want to get, and that's fine by me. And we'll see what that is shortly.
Wait! There's still some.
Ah! I could have caught that. The remaster of Fatal Frame 4 doesn't have an English dub. Okay, I didn't know that one. I do have Fatal Frame 4 on Switch. It's ready to go. But I figured I can't reasonably do 4 without doing 3. And I've done the first and second games. Did the second game twice. So let's go for number 3, and then we'll... That's really subtly scary, and I like that. When I say I like that, I kinda don't. Hey, so I'll tell you where else you might know the voice artists from. Clock Tower, because I can't escape that bloody game, apparently. But it was all a dream.
Are you okay? Oh, it was nothing.
It does make sense that Fatal Frame is not in-your-face horror. It tends to be a fairly slow burn, and it's not... I mean, there are instances where it will throw stuff at the camera, but it's very conscientious not to just do it all the time. That's not the only trick it has in its little playbook. Like that. That kind of thing is kind of subtly scary. No, you don't get to sleep under the covers. We can't render that. Just a picture of somebody stood in a corner idly looking at nothing. There is something kind of off-putting about that and unsettling. And it's hard to properly say what that is. Are you going to do a title card? Go on. You know you want to. Yeah! Late title card. I love them. Also, hopefully the graphics look great, or as great as they can do. This game, much like Castlevania, incredibly dark. So, I'm just boosting it through Elgato so that I can see it. And hopefully so can you.
This place is...
Right, first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to do that. I can't do that yet. Okay, we will find out soon if I have... what I need. That was thunder. Okay. This game has a lot of hidden ghosts, and generally if you hear the sound of rushing water, that's like that. That generally indicates there's a ghost nearby, but in that case it was just the thunder. Now, there's a tricky ghost through this door. I've only ever gotten it once. Am I going to get it now? No. The shutter saw it. I saw the iris move over. Oh well. I do have that ghost. It's on the list. It's the last one I needed to get the particular power-up. Also, Empirical Woodland, please. Do not reveal my secrets unto the chat. Thank you very much. We will have less of that. Oh, that's the door I just came from. I got lost. Soft horror, I think, is a pretty good name for it. Like, there is something unsettling and wrong, but you don't know what that is. And I mean, I played this game. I last played the game during lockdown, actually, because again, it goes on for a bit, and I thought, oh yeah, I've got nothing but time right about now, so let's just play it. Memo in shaky hand. It's not my fault. I didn't choose to survive. And when I played it, I raved on Facebook and Discord about just the camera angles and the use of negative space that this game does and how it utilizes these things. Fantastic. And there's a particular shot that I'll make sure to show it off when I get there. But there's like essentially nothing on the screen but dead space, and it's incredible. There is a small kimono inside the chest. It looks like something a young girl might have worn. That was the wind. It's sealed by some strong power. That's definitely what the wind does, knocking stuff on the floor like that. Oh man, which is scarier, Dead Space or the Bedtime Wars? Because I don't really want to do either of those, thank you very much. Like, there's that one bit when you have to get unnecessary surgery, and clearly the easiest way to do that is just the bit with the eye. Nope. No thanks. No loading screens. Don't worry about it. So, fun fact, back in day, I actually did start recording a Let's Play of this. And I got to about the end of the first hour, and then I realized that everything had corrupted, and then I just gave up. And any time I've played it since was for myself. I was dead certain there was something in one of those barrels. Oh well. So, like, I'm fairly familiar with the first part of this, as in this part of this. And then after that, I'm not. Not used to navigating around with this camera. don't know why it's called flavor text. Neither do I. I know of it as fluff. As opposed to crunch. So the crunch is like the rules of the game and how to play the game, and the fluff is the world building stuff. Here's why all the characters are like this. Flavor text because it doesn't add substance, just extra flavor and seasoning. Well, there you go, Jaded Mew. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ghostly Hand. I will collect that. I will slurp that directly into the microphone. I do apologize. Something is reflecting light. And then the game makes you pick it up. Because if you don't pick it up right now, you just die. It's an old-fashioned bellows camera. Some kind of occult markings in chased metal cover the whole body. It still looks to be in good condition. There is some old-fashioned writing carved on the back. Camera Obscura. Maybe that's the name of the camera. And then that's just telling us that the help file has been updated. And I've just wasted a power-up. Cool. Do I have all my stuff? I have all my stuff. Do I have all my stuff? I have all my stuff. Good. Good, good, good. Hey, guess which power-up I'm going to be using for the majority of this playthrough? So these are your save points. This is the bit that I got up to with the, with my little test save here. See? Bathroom. 7 minutes in. 20 minutes in. Okay, that's because I sat and I did the prologue stuff instead of skipping through it. I think maybe the idea is it's like... I'm trying to come up with a good example, like... Oh yeah, it says Kodak on the back. Is that the name of the camera? Or is Olympus the name of the camera? It's not necessarily... The camera is called Dave. More... make and model, perhaps. Somebody's toying around in the menu over there. You hear that? A peephole has been opened in the wall. The sound seems to be coming from here. Stand in front of the hole and press the X button to have a look through it. Dare you. I dare you. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh, get out of here. I missed both of those. Well, that's fine. But yeah, that's... red light? What is red light? Oh, you are red light. Hello. Must be because I'm trying to shoot through a wall.
Go away.
So the thing is with the Fatal Frame games, they do tend to follow a pattern, and this game kind of cements a lot of what the second game set in motion. So, like, generally speaking, characters in Fatal Frame games dress like they're pop stars. Look at this pop star. Look at her. She's the only protagonist in the first couple of games who is over the age of 18. She also appeared nude in the advertising for this game. Are those two sentences related? No, they're not. I think you'll find. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then you also get things like, there's probably some terrible ritual that's gonna happen. Yep, this game does that. But it's still a pretty good game. And I'm not gonna, like, hold that against it or anything like that.
Where did he go?
That was a pretty solid bit of framing, not gonna lie. The explanation of battle controls have been added to your files. Doesn't matter. You aim and you look for the ghosts. And then as you focus on the ghosts, you charge up power, and then when they get close, you shoot. And because I've got a severely overpowered camera right now, that fight was a lot easier than it was supposed to have been. But that's fine. How do I use the special commands? I don't know. I'll find out. I mean, honestly, it gets creepier. This is genuinely... I'm coming into this with my, like, final boss killing camera. And I am... That was just like an intro fight.
If only I died too. It's not my fault that I'm the only one that survived. I should have been taken. I didn't survive because I wanted to. I had no choice. If I had just Arius, I would have. I didn't survive because I wanted to. I had no choice. So if I had died with everyone else, yes, if I had died with everyone else, then I would. Are you all right? That one.
I'm pretty sure she counts as a ghost on the list. Like, you have to sort of hang back and take a picture of her feet. You know, for people who are into that. I didn't, because I'm not. I get banned on Twitch. I'm already worried about how to deal with a shower scene. I feel like this also sets the tone pretty well for what's going on in this game. Not to spoil too much, because we'll get to it. We'll explain what's going on as we continue. But, like...
Let me sleep forever.
I admire those goals, creepy voice. I too wish to just have a nap. That is a pleasant sound to beam directly into my headset,
Ray?
game.
Is everything okay? I heard you cry out. Oh, I was worried. You've been having so many nightmares lately. What? I'm fine.
But
I just had a bad dream.
See, everyone's had the dream where you're running, but you're not getting very far, right? And that's essentially what that ending was. How hard did she run down that corridor, only to barely make it outside? It's because dreams go around the part of your brain that deals with, like, Euclidean space and, like, spatial awareness. And that's why, generally speaking, structures don't make sense when you're dreaming. During the course of the game, when you find new information, it will be recorded in the air quotes notebook. You can access the notebook from the menu. Anyways, there it is. So, yeah. I felt a sharp pain in my shoulder when I woke up. For a moment, I thought I could see some kind of bruise on my skin. But when I looked again, there was nothing there. Was it just a dream? Actually, can I look at... Oh, I can! Look at that! Yu, my fiance. He was an editor who worked on books of folklore, philosophy, and anthropology. Oh, actually, there's more to that. Oh, there you go. We met as students. He was the opposite of me in every way. Quiet and kind, like gently falling rain. Like a soft shower that washes everything clean. He passed away 2 months ago in an accident caused by my careless driving. Also, look, it's this name! We know that name. Miku Hinasaki, younger sister of Yu's best friend. She lives with me now, and works as my assistant. I haven't met her brother. Yu told me she had lost a relative in an accident. That's the first game. She helps me out in all kinds of ways, not just with work. She's cheerful and hard-working. If not for her, I don't know how I would have made it through after Yu passed away. Yeah, Miku has a different voice actress in, I think, every game that she's in. How goes it? It's fine. Look, we're in this cozy little 2-bedroom Japanese house now. Look at the horror! It's sparsely furnished. Ah!
Good morning, Ray.
Are you talking to chat out there? You cut that out. Sorry, Miku. Did I say 2-bedroom? I think it's 3-bedroom, because this is also a bedroom. Yu's room. Ever since the accident, I try not to come in here, unless I have good reason. This is Miku's room. Even if this is my house, I don't really like to go into her room without permission. I know Miku wouldn't care at all, though. I think that's pretty cool. That's the way to be. You respect the person's privacy and don't just barge into their room. Fixed camera angles should come back. You can do so many cool things with them, and this game does. Good morning, Ray. It looks like it's going to rain all day today, too. You don't have to work so much this week, so why don't you try to relax? Ray, you've been working too much lately. You were woken up by a bad dream this morning. Not to mention what happened when we were out collecting data the other day. Anyway, let's try to take it easy today. That reminds me, there was a letter. It's addressed to you. Dear you, sorry for not writing for so long. How are things with your fiancé? I'm continuing my investigation of the urban legend. Like I thought, my niece's symptoms bear many similarities to the strange disease associated with the urban legend. I think most of the story is groundless rumor, but I've heard there was a psychiatric study done. If you have it, I'd like to see it. Maybe it will provide a clue. I'm taking a break from all my other work to devote myself to studying the urban legend. I'd like your help. According to the documents I've studied, the camera I sent to you is apparently a rare camera obscura. Given where I found it, it may have some connection to the missing people and the urban legend. If you hear anything, please tell me. Regards, Kei Amakura. We have heard the family name Amakura somewhere before. Does anybody remember where that was? Answers on a postcard. Preferably in one of these dinky little golden envelopes, like on the left-hand side there. It's from Kei Amakura. He's written several times before. Have you still not told him about you? Use camera obscura. I wonder if it would be in Yu's room. Well, while we wait, I'm going to pause the game because Click has redeemed Show and Tell. So I'm going to do both of those things while we try to work out where we have heard the name Amakura, and then, I don't know, maybe I'll explain it when I come back. Are you ready? Here we go. I figured I'd wait a little bit for O Wales to come back, and she appears to have done so. Hello. Today's Show and Tell is actually, it's really appropriate. Because these are my dream diaries. These are a collection of 15 books that I have been writing since 2009. The Death Note on the left-hand side there, that's the first one. And then, yeah, every time I dream, I write it down in the book. And then when I fill the book, I start another one. And then... So, the Death Note was because I bought it at a convention. I just happened to find the notebook, and it was like $5 or what have you, so I bought it, and I thought, I need something to do with this. Let's write down my dreams. And then, as you can see, I've just sort of kept doing that. The Superman one was a book from a present from a co-worker. The one next to Don't Panic was a present from my mum. The mint green one on the right-hand side there, that was a present from Honey Bear, the streamer, who was like, hey, I've won a notebook. I'm going to send it to you because I know you like notebooks and writing down your dreams. So, there you go. And the one on the furthest right is one, that's what I'm currently working through. I am 3/4 of the way through that one. And I think it would be pretty cool to have some of these illustrated. And then I publish them, right? And I haven't done that because I don't think there would be a great deal of, like, appeal behind the books. And the line that I have followed is, if it was, like, Terry Pratchett, for example, I'll read his dream diary because, my goodness, what nonsense did that man dream of? Or Douglas Adams, or anything like that, right? This is just cool stuff I thought happened. But, yeah, it's a nice little, little project that I do, and it's just something that's kind of fun to, like, flick back through them and be like, oh yeah, that was a cool dream, wasn't it? How about that? It's also something that I've considered adding as, like, a channel point redemption. Like, hey, do you want to read last night's entry? Maybe it's, I don't know, 7 pages long. I didn't dream last night, so I don't have an entry for it. But for the 7th, it is 3 pages. There you go. So that just go on for a while, that one. But there you go. That is today's show and tell. It's a collection of my dream diaries. Thank you very much, Click, for redeeming that, and for watching long enough that you've got enough points to keep redeeming that. I think that's amazing. And now we're gonna go back to the game. Yeah, I clicked the right button this time, and you didn't get the techno jump scare. Right. Kei Amakura. I've never met him personally, but he was a friend of you. He used to write from time to time. You seems to have known lots of people, both professionally and privately. According to the letter, he and you were doing research into urban legends. Maybe the camera obscura was somehow connected with that. I should tell him about the accident. Well, that doesn't give any clues at all now, does it? Amakura is a name that we heard in Fatal Frame 2. That's the name of the twins. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. Just like Miku being here is just a coincidence. Just like everything here is just a coincidence. Don't even worry about it. There was something about some sort of camera obscura that you owned written in that letter. Camera obscura. Could it be the same camera I saw in my dream? I feel like chased by monsters is a pretty common one. But specifically what that monster is tends to vary wildly. Like, it depends on what you're thinking about, what you're interested in, what you've been doing during the day. One that I remember having to walk to school wading through waist-high water.
May I help you with something?
Oh, I just wanted to ask you.
Because I had been playing Bioshock 2. And that was the scene I had gotten to, was when Lamb explodes the pressure seals and you have to wade to the exit before you drown. And you can't. That's in one of those books, actually. I forget which one or where, but I remember writing that one down. This music sounds like Twin Peaks. Like, it sounds a little bit like Laura Palmer's theme. There is surprisingly very little Silent Hill in my dreams. Yu's clothes are still hanging inside his closet. I decided not to tidy them away. Once they were in boxes, I knew they'd never come out again. The bookshelves are full of volumes of folklore, philosophy, and anthropology. They're all books Yu used for his work, or ones that were published by his company. There was a time when I used to be interested in them, but it was only a passing phase. Do you know what I'm interested in? This friggin' 2002 laptop. Look at that! Is that an MSX? Is that what that was? There are typed and handwritten letters on the desk, along with several books. I have hardly touched anything in here since that day. I just can't bring myself to tidy everything away. There is a notebook left out on top of the desk. Perhaps somebody was in the middle of working. You, presumably. It's his room. Does she have an old school TV? Do you know what? I believe she does. We can go check that out in a second. On the urban legend. Many of the urban legends, classified as Lost Village, are modelled on real incidents, such as a village was ruined when one villager massacred the others. They are often an amalgamation of well-known actual incidents, legend, and oral tradition. Settings such as the isolated mountain village, or bygone customs, like night trysts or ceremonies, often act to trigger the incidents themselves, and these in turn become the motif for urban legends. The reason for the popularity of urban legends may lie in the notion of the view of the country from the city, or modern bias towards the ancient. To people in the modern city, the village is the wilderness, and those who live there are different. Perhaps that scorn or fear finds expression in the urban legend. This is essentially this game's design document. For that reason, the setting of the legend must be the isolated mountain village. Further, bygone customs are attractive elements that end up acting to provoke the incident. As a case in point, there is a story about the area around the Minakami Dam, where Mayu went missing. See, there's the Fatal Frame 2. That's what happened there. The Lost Village. In the mountains of the Minakami area, there was once a massacre in the so-called Lost Village. Years ago, on the night of a certain festival, there was a great massacre, and the village disappeared from the map. Only one woman survived. If you walk in the forest where the village once lay, there is a small guardian statue, and if you continue, you will come to the shrine gate that forms the entrance to the village. If you should ever pass through the gate, you will never return. The night of the massacre continues in this village, where day will never break, and a woman's horrific laugh rings throughout the village. Next, we have the Manor of Bizarre Murders, where the same tragedy recurs. Its scale is smaller, but generally speaking, it resembles a pattern of the village, and it is made up of the elements based on true incidents. There you go. Below is an example of this. It has to do with Mafuyu's disappearance. The House of Mutilation. In the mountain area of Himuro, there remains a manor where, years ago, there was said to be a massacre. There have always been vanishings in the nearby forest, and many of the spirited away are said to end up in the manor. Their corpses have been found with both hands, legs, and heads severed off. One more example is the seemingly related Manor of Sleep urban legend that I am researching now. The Manor of Sleep legend was picked up in various magazines in the 1960s, but incidents with very similar characteristics can be found here and there in older media. This newspaper is from the early 1900s, and is of no relation to when the Manor of Sleep legend was taken up, but the background of these spirited aways and those people's latter conditions bear many similarities to the Manor of Sleep urban legend. I'm still investigating, but these incidents may trace back to the 19th century, and I have seen legends in several folklore books that may have become the basis for the Manor of Sleep. The House of Sleep urban legend. Perhaps this is what Kay was asked to investigate. You add a well-organized notebook on urban legends to your file. Amazing. So this is that was essentially a rundown of Fatal Frame 2, and then Fatal Frame 1, and it's also laying the groundwork for what we're seeing here. We are exploring the Manor of Sleep. Series of vanishings across region. According to sources, before dawn yesterday, a mother and daughter who live in Myojin village went missing. The missing are Makie Kuzuhara and her daughter Kozue. Since last year, the two have been searching for Kuzuhara's missing husband. The two reportedly wandered the mountains nearly every day. The informant says, "I hadn't seen them for several days, so I went to visit them. There was no answer, so I went inside, but they were gone. I only saw some black, soot-like marks." Similar disappearances are being reported across the area, and some are calling them spirited aways. The village is a very popular story in Japan. I would say so. I think it's very similar to, like, you know, the Hook Hand Man, like you would find in America, or like the local urban legend that you've got in your town. I know we've got a couple in our town. On the shelf are a letter and a camera similar to the one I saw in my dream. It looks like the letter is from Kay. Dear you, during my research on the Manor of Sleep urban legend, I finally made it to a certain deserted village, lost even from the map. I found this camera in a huge abandoned house near that village. My niece, Mio, when Mayu disappeared, she caused a lot of trouble, so you probably remember her, saw this camera, and she was scared stiff. I wonder if it reminded her of that unspeakable incident. For now, I'd like you to take care of the camera. You know about antiquities, so could you look over it for me? I don't think you'll be able to reach me for a bit, but I'll contact you, so let me know what you find then. Regards, Kei Amakura. So, yeah, there you go. Kei is related to Mio and Mayu from Fatal Frame 2. And he's trying to find out why one of them has gone missing. But this one looks like it's broken. What a shame. But there is some film. So, maybe we should go and develop that in the dark room. The most sinister room of any house. I feel like it's a really good cat. I feel like it's a really good pre-baked, like, horror setting. Hey, cat. Hey. Can I interact with you? Not right now. Are you gonna talk to Miku? No? Okay. Well, that's cool. I know that you can interact with the cat. I just don't know the specific settings for doing so. Right. Kosaka asked, do they have an old school TV?
It seems like you're having a lot of nightmares.
They do!
Are you alright?
Oh, look how far back that goes! Oh, you do some damage if that falls on you. Do I need to feed the cat? In the corner is an ornamental potted plant. Looking after it is Miku's job. Come to think of it, Miku looks after just about everything in the house these days. Including me! Anyway. Oh, for sure. I would bet that was a pretty impressive TV, like, for when this game came out. Which I don't remember what it was. And, like, the box is over there. But, oh, yeah. This is original hardware. I didn't put that in the tags. Oops. It is. This was supposed to be a storeroom, really. But they put in a sink so I could develop pictures here. Man, there is some Hatsune Miku drink at work. I might have bought it. It was yuzu soda. It was really nice. I regret nothing. An image has appeared of a crying woman. Just as I thought. I must have taken this during that dream. The camera obscura, the abandoned house, the picture I took in my dream. Maybe if I investigate this woman, I can find something out. So yeah, incidentally, dark rooms are great. They have the baked-in most evil lighting scheme in the world. It's gotta be dark, and it's gotta be red. Does the PS2 do anything special? Was the soundtrack like PS2 sounds? So, that one I don't know. I believe all the soundtrack is on CD, or read from data on the CD, rather than, like, you know, Redbook audio. It's just on PS2 because that's what I've got plugged in. Now, Haunting Ground, that game needed to be on PS2 because all the music was done with PS2 sounds. And that's how they were able to speed it up and slow it down and pitch bend it, like, on the fly. Which you can't reasonably do with streamed audio. Yes! Cat! Cat! Pet the cat. Pet the cat! Man, who says video games are unrealistic? That cat does not care. I think this game is also available on PS3, but it has some issues. I believe it runs on PS3. I don't know if it's on, like, PSN or PS Plus or whatever the equivalent service would be. Miku, about the woman in this picture. I was wondering if I could get you to try and find out as much about her as you can. Anything is fine. Yes. Well, this is a very old picture, so... I found it in Yu's room. It's okay if you can't find anything out. There was just something about her.
Understood. I'll let you know if I find anything.
If you show the photos you've developed to Miku, sometimes you can ask her to investigate them for you. If you have them investigated, you can come talk to Miku later to get books and other information. Oh, hell yeah. I want books. Night has fallen. If you check the bed with the X button, you can sleep. We can also save at the camera, which I'm going to do. I believe I've mentioned it before, but I do like taking pictures of yourself as a way of, like, recording your progress. Because it makes sense. It's like an in-universe explanation. It's like in, like, the first Silent Hill, when Harry writes down everything that he's done, which is essentially a save point. That's great. Oh, yeah, this was the era, like, pre-autosave. This was get good. And if you're not, reload, I guess. Alright, cat. Can I pet the cat? No. He does not care. I thought maybe Miku would be downstairs. I just wanted to go say hello to her. Just so I could be like, oh, hey, here's some informations. Oh, is she not in? Alright. I guess I'll just follow the instructions that the game gave to me and go to bed. I mean, autosave is good in certain instances. It works well in this game because you've got to stay alive. You've got to do well. Even if you just scrape along to a save point, you've got to do that. Or you die and back you go. Just give it a second. It's loading up. There we go. Right. So,
This dream. Again.
this is one of the reasons why I think Fatal Frame 3 is one of the stronger entries in the series. It plays on a particular kind of logic that I like, and that is dreaming of the same place over and over again, which I do on occasion. There's a chest against the wall of the passageway. There are some old candles and things inside. Oh, I thought there was a potion in one of these. Oh, there you go. It's in that one. So this is the same as the other 3 games that we've played. Herbal medicine will heal you up. Also, this is the first, like, proper night in the game. So I believe we're able to be attacked from now on. So don't dilly-dally, because that's how they get you. But, like, this is great as well. The idea that fell on the floor last night. It's still there now. Can I change cameras on the... Oh, I can. Okay, cool. So, bottom right, you can change film types on the fly. Same as before. The more powerful film does more damage, but it's a lot harder to load the more advanced film, so it takes a little while. Are there random ghosts? Yes! There are random encounters in this game. And generally speaking, if you take too long to get from point A to point B, certain times it's a case of, you know, 50-50. If you go into this room, there might be something there. But yes, there are random encounters. And you can generally tell based on the filament on the bottom right of the screen there. So right now, there's probably something this way because it popped up, but not so much this way. This is fine. This is air quotes fine. To an extent, yes, just keep moving, but it's also based on the length of time you physically spend in the room. So it's really generous now. It's something like 10 minutes to begin with. If I spend 10 minutes in this room without moving forwards... Alarm! I already had that. Basically what that does is it makes a little pinging sound when we are able to do extra damage to the ghost. Right, so let's go back this way, because this is where we saw that woman go. It's really clever that they use, like, random encounters and stuff as a way of encouraging the player to move forwards, while also... You've still got to solve the puzzles. You've still got to explore the mansion. You've still got to work out what on earth is going on. Okay. So you see how the filament is starting to turn blue? And now it's on the top of the screen as well. There is something here. What is it? Well, let's find out. An image of something has emerged on the photo. Seems a picture of somewhere else. So this is something else that we have seen in previous Fatal Frame titles. That door's not going to open until we exorcise a spirit from elsewhere in the world. But luckily, we've just been shown where that is. And that is down here. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Is it you? It's not you, is it? No, it's not. Okay. So, because we've taken a picture of whatever that was, the doll has moved away, and we can presumably open that door. Oh, that's really good. Look at that. Seriously, though, let's run. Because that thing lit up red, which usually means something hostile's hanging around. And I don't want to deal with that. But that's something else that the game does as well. If you run, you are more likely to encounter random ghosts. Like this! Right. Where are you? Where are you? So you can kind of tell where the ghosts are based on the sound they make. The stereo and surround sound in this game is sensational. It has to be, because that's generally how you find the ghosts. But there's also things like the filament will light up. You can see them. That's one thing. The presence in front of the door is fading. Also, yeah, Kosaki, you're right. We are... Essentially, we're on their turf, and they don't want us here.
It's not my fault. What are these tattoos?
What is so special about the camera? Well, this was established in the first game. There is was a piece of a sacred mirror inside it that was used to keep ghosts away. Ultimately, a folklorist worked out what was so special about it and made his own. And that's why this one doesn't function quite the same as the original one does. And the answer is generally ghost nonsense. It's ghosts. We don't have to explain anything. I called out, but there was no reply. A notebook or something is lying at the feet of the crouching woman. Surname, Takigawa. Given name, Yoshi something. Nationality, Japan, from Shizuoka. Yoshino Takigawa. That appears to be her name.
I haven't done anything wrong. The tattoos. I can't escape. You should wake up. Please help me. Please wake me up. I didn't do anything wrong. Why?
Do you know what? That went a little faster than I remember it going. The pain flared up again after my dream of the empty house. Since the vision I had that day, I keep seeing the house in my dreams. The pain I felt when the tattooed woman touched me, the bruise, the dream, the house, are they connected to you somehow? Or am I just tired? that is the best answer and explanation for ghost nonsense. I'm just tired. I need to go to bed. You just got up. I need to go to bed. Anyway. I guess Miku's gone out. That's fine. I'm sorry I buttoned through that. It's a dish on the counter, kitchen counter. A breakfast of perfectly made rice balls has been prepared. Can I read that note again? From here, you can look across the counter and see the whole of the living room. A real mom's eye view. That's cute, actually. I don't think I've ever seen that mom's eye view line before. That was... I'm sorry, is this a fridge and a freezer? Stuck to the refrigerator door, my work schedule, calendar with the supermarket discount days marked on it, and post-it notes with recipes on them. Miku cooks all the meals. She seems to enjoy doing chores around the house. Don't know what I'd do without her, really. Oh! 6 ring rule. 6 ring rule. We can do it. Yeah!
Hello? Ray, it's Miku.
Oh, that's cute. That came through the left ear because she's got it held up to the left ear. Oh, that's great. I was able to get the name and address of the woman in the photo. Yoshino Takigawa. She's the only survivor of a plane crash that happened the other day. I knew I'd seen her before. It all came together when I asked one of the editors. It seems that she's still being hospitalized. I'll tell you the location of the hospital. Yoshino Takigawa. We know that name. We just met her. The 6 ring rule is that you should always strive to answer a telephone within 6 rings. That's the corporate way.
I heard from the hospital that she's been asleep for a long time, and no one has been able to wake her.
Swear to God, if you start playing mid-Euro. Well, Empirical Woodland, your work is far more important than mine. And that's all I'll say about that. Yeah, see, we found her.
I don't want to see anymore.
That was a shot from the trailer, by the way, and they changed it for the game. Because in the trailer she had black eyes when she opened them up, as opposed to the regular kind. And now she has just ceased to be, apparently. I mean, I imagine they changed it because it's really good for like a trailer shot, less
Did you go
so
to the hospital?
for in-game. Well, that manages a jerk, Empirical Woodlands. I forgot that there were multiple instances of that. Please enjoy! I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure Empirical Woodland and his partner do not work together. But, I mean, again, that's just me telling everyone about all the lives of my friends and mods. So let's not do that. It's not my place. Hello.
Ray? Are you having trouble sleeping?
I wonder what happened to her. It says she disappeared on TV. Ray, you saw her just before it happened, but do you happen to know something about her? So, I started this line of conversation earlier. Forget if I finished it. This is like the on-model version of Miku now. They changed her a little bit for Fatal Frame 1 when they localized it. But this is what she is supposed to look like. She has Asian eyes and brown hair and is very small and petite. To the point that it is a gameplay mechanic in some of these games. Because Miku is short. That's her thing. Anyways, I'm going to go back this way. And we're going to go to sleep. And dream some more. And wake up and write it down. I don't believe they do this every night, so don't you worry, chap. They truncate it harder and harder until you're here. I'll be honest with you, Mew, I am also worrying, but I just worry about most things. So, like, as much as I say everything's cool, it's fine, don't worry about it, I'm not super great at living by this, you know? Oh no. Do I not get my nightly top-up of healings? Apparently not. What are you? There are bars in the wall by my feet, and cold air is blowing in from the other side. It looks like there is another corridor like this one, on the other side of the wall. So, we know where Yoshino is, or at least where she was last night. And since things generally don't change, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Amazing! Since things generally don't move around in this place, we can assume that she's still there. So let's go say hello to her, shall we? That's a sample that shows up in a Silent Hill game. I think it's Silent Hill 3. how good is the map in this game? Pretty good. However, if I were to open the map right now, it would show the entire game, because you get to keep your map in New Game Plus. So I'm not going to do that right now. We will when we get to explore a little bit more of the mansion. There is a map function, which is, I believe, part of the pause menu. Yeah, there it is. There's no mini-map, which makes sense. The Fatal Frame games tend to have a very minimalistic HUD. Until you get into a fight, when it becomes Super Video Game Town. Which is odd. It's a design choice I do not understand. I've been in a hotel room with one of those closets like that. They are the spookiest thing. So I don't know if it's necessarily broken to have the map in New Game Plus, because you've explored most of it, like, to get to New Game Plus. Right, who am I aiming at right now? I'm pretty sure it's you. This is a really clever fight, incidentally, and I really, really like it. Because our friend down there, she's haunted by all the ghosts of the survivors of the crash, but she doesn't know who any of them were. They were just faceless, nameless shapes, and that's what these guys are. How do I do my special move? I would like to learn that. Max shot, core shot, just kill. Like that. Alright. Good to know. But yeah, like I say, it's a pretty clever idea that the adds in. She's the one, like, she's the core of this fight. But realistically, what you're going to be focusing on is, like, the shadow people around her. Can I actually aim at you? Please? Ma'am? Yeah, there you go. I did not know that would allow me to chain it. That's fine. But yeah, she's like the central part of this fight. And that's what happens when a ghost grabs you. They just wave their arms around and drain your health. Do not recommend.
You aren't like me.
It's so there's two. There's two levels. There is the shutter chance and the fatal frame. And the shutter chance is when a ghost does a particular action, like when they taunt, for example. Some ghosts will taunt. And the fatal frame is when they are attacking and about to get you. That's your fatal frame. I mean, fatal time also works. Depends if you let the ghosts grab you or not. I've just noticed that I can hear the read head moving inside my headphones. Wow, that's wild. You go, little PS2. I saw the bruise clearly when I woke. The pain is worse than yesterday. The bruise is spreading. A spreading bruise. Yoshino Takigawa had a bruise like this before she vanished. She was in the dream too. Was she having these same dreams? The bruise, the dreams... What do they mean? Also, get used to me doing that a lot. The back out of menu button and the ready your camera button, same button. I'm gonna just keep hitting it and readying my camera. It would make a lot more sense if it was a single frame. Like that, you know, frame data. That would make more sense. But it's like a... Well, I suppose time frame also counts. It's just a very narrow window. Rei, this is Yoshino Takigawa's diary. They asked me to take care of it at the hospital, since her family were all killed in the accident. They didn't seem to feel comfortable keeping it around the hospital. Was I right to accept it? That's what happens, by the way. If you just show up at the hospital and ask for confidential documents, they just hand them right over. 8:10. Sunny. I heard it's good for the heart to write in a diary and have someone read it. By doing this, maybe I will stop seeing that terrible dream. I'm sad being all alone. If I can have someone read this, in some way, maybe I will connect with them. 8:11. Cloudy. My family and Naoya died, but being alone is more frightening than even that harsh fact. More than the accident itself, being the only one living afterwards, waiting endlessly, that was more frightening. Left all alone in the total darkness, a sweltering night but freezing cold. 8:13. Cloudy. I had a nasty dream. Snow fell on an old abandoned house. I'm all alone and lost. But they might all be in the same... What? I'm all alone and lost, but they might all be in the house. Oh, there you go. I can meet them. I sense that. If I go in, I can meet them. They're calling me. But if I go in, I may not be able to return. But if that's what he wants... 8:18. Cloudy. Bit by bit, I go in deeper. I'm cold. It's getting dark. I can hear a song. Naoya is in there. Mom, Dad, everyone besides me, they're all in there. They all left me behind. Left me and went in. Because only I survived. 8:27. Rain. It's painful. Is the pain the dream? The tattoo spreads. The doctor says he can't see anything. Overseas, they apparently call emotional trauma after an accident like this PTSD. But I can see it. Rainy. After sleeping several days, I'm only half awake. Gradually, I come not to know whether I'm awake or asleep. The doctor seemed interested when he listened to my story. Maybe he's becoming more sympathetic. But that dream and the pain are mine alone. The pain is spreading. Rainy? Unsure. Am I to blame? Since I'm the only one who survived. But it's not like I chose to survive. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. I played a game like that. What should I do? What? Forgive me. That woman is coming after me. I can see her even when I'm awake. I can't take being touched again. I don't want to see any more. That was some pretty heavy nonsense there, Miku. Why would you share that? About the photo you gave me. There are marks on her. Don't you think they look like tattoos? I mean, Kosaka, it's fine. It's a video game contrivance. That's not actually going to happen. Don't worry about it. I suppose what else would they do with it? Probably incinerate it, right? Because it's private information and the next of kin is all missing. Well, not even missing. Actually deceased. So, yep, that makes sense. So that's a nice, creepy little detail. This is where we ended the previous dream. We didn't come in through the front door, like the previous 4 or 5 nights. We're picking up where we left off. Is this that place from yesterday? There's something on the floor where Yoshino Takigawa was crouching yesterday. Looks like an old key, red with rust. A 4-point well pattern has been carved on the handle. I believe... I'm thinking a Fatal Frame 1. The first game, if you take a picture of where the main ghost was on the first night, you get a little residual spirit. But yeah, hi. She's not done. She's still here. This is one of the problems with ghosts. How are you going to defeat them? They're dead. Alright, where are you? Like, I can aim at those guys. I don't want to aim at those guys. I want to aim at Yoshino. Oh, Wales has redeemed nothing. And with it, we got a double kill. Amazing. So, do you see what I mean when I say that Fatal Frame can be kind of video gamey sometimes? Like, I feel it somewhat diminishes the feel of the game when you are able to just go like, multi-kill, right? You shouldn't do that. It's not scary. But the game allows me to. And now we're left alone. For now. Still gonna get out of here, though. I don't want to deal with that.
Not enough. We need another sacrifice. Let this priestess never awaken from her dream for all eternity.
Okay, so that was really, really muffled, but I've got my headphones on, and quite loudly, so I heard "Let this priestess never awaken from her dream." And yeah, not everything has subtitles. That is a deliberate choice. What this game... I think this game does it. I know the second one does it. Subtitles get more and more opaque the closer you get to the source of the sound. Which I think is a pretty clever way of doing it. If you want to read it clearly, you need to be able to hear it clearly. Move closer. Still not enough. Hi? I mean, it is to avoid giving everything away. Like I say, that's why I've not opened up the map. Because I don't want to just show you, like, oh yeah, here's the name of the final boss room. Because I don't believe there's a great deal of spoilers in, like, room names or anything like that. But I still don't want to show it off. We're going to go and explore it organically. This is something else I appreciate. Items are used automatically. And discarded. Why? I don't need to go through that door again. I don't need to unlock the door again. So there goes the key. And now we're in a new part of the mansion. And we need to pay attention to something. Because hello? I do not like that sound. An image of something has been caught on the photo. So yeah. So yes, during fights, the ghosts don't get subtitles. Generally, you can hear what is being said. Or intuit what is being said. Herbal medicine. Amazing. But things that people are saying just out and about in the game world, you're going to want to hear those. So that's going to want to be subtitled. The passage gets even smaller up ahead. I can feel wind flowing from the smaller end of the passage. I wonder where it leads to. It looks so narrow, only a child or small woman would be able to get through. They is much too tall and other measurements to fit through that. So we're not going to do that right now. We've got to find some other way of getting around. Yes? No. Alright then. Still, nice to know this door is there if ever we do find a way to get through there. I can make out traces of an old joint in the wall. Tried to move it, but it's shut tight. Could there be something inside? Oh, for sure, I'm with you. Subtitles are generally a good thing. But they can reveal spoilers. Is there another door around here? There might be. Yeah, there you go. Hey, look at that! We've seen this area before.
I remember now. I remember this place. I
knew she did that at some point. I I didn't think they just did that right away. Good job, game. You made me tense up a little bit. Well, generally speaking, the less you know about something, the scarier it is. And an example I have heard used for this very thing in the past is the Condemned series. I say series, there's 2 games. Condemned 1 and 2. In the first game, the mystery is that everyone has just gone berserk and they're just trying to kill one another. Specifically you. And they don't explain why. And that's kind of creepy. And then at the start of the second game, they go, noisy hubcaps, nobody can sleep. And now it's not a mystery. Now it's just stupid. And it's not as scary. Oh, you aren't, are you? There is an ancient, sturdy-looking lock on the door. An image of 2 mandarins is carved on the lock. In the daydream, you was in here. I don't like these sounds. So I'm just going to leave, if that's okay. I am amazed that the game let me do that. Like, that's usually the point where the ghosts follow you inside. And now, you've got to fight. Here it comes. Speaking of... So, something that I have shown off a couple of times, but I haven't fully explained. In the bottom left-hand side, we have power-ups. There we go. And the way we power up our camera, by taking pictures of ghosts, those little blue particles fly into the camera and charge it up. And then it's kind of like a super meter for a fighting game. We currently have 5 bars in our super meter. Sleeping Stone 1. There is a raised bump on the back of the stone. Maybe for fitting it into something. So yeah, bottom left, we have 5 charges in our super meter, which means that we can currently use CR, which is Crush. Brah. And that's why we've got the little red ring around the iris. It shows that we can use it. What are the other ones? BS is Blast. And I forget what PI. I think PI is Pierce. And you've got loads of functions, like you can... slow is one of them, or stun, or see. I need to go that way. That needs a key. I don't have that key. Generally speaking, I tend to stick with just the raw DPS ones, because all of the big ghosts are completely immune to stuff like see and stun and slow. It's like how in RPGs you don't bother leveling up poison or anything like that, because all the important bosses ignore it. So you're wasting a spell slot. Except for Ruby Weapon, which is the only way I've ever been able to beat Ruby Weapon. Anyways, let's get back to whatever we're doing over here.
Get back! Stay away!
There is a tall chest. The outer surface has rotted from the damp, and the decoration has peeled away. There is an old Japanese chest. There doesn't seem to be anything inside. Maybe it was never used. Broily, hello! After fitting the sleeping stone, the contraption began to move. Minute script is engraved on the stone slate. Engrave in the pedestal the same number of panes as are engraved on the sleeping stone. Criddle, hello as well. I notice you've gone blue. Have you done something? So, what we need to do is we choose one of these guys, and we move it. So we've moved it once. Can't move it anymore. This one, we need to move twice. There we go. So follows this one needs to move 3 times, which is like this, and this, and this. That's a pretty interesting way of doing locks, I think. It probably one of the better ways of doing it in the Fatal Frame series, like the pinwheel puzzles, for example. I was never a big fan of those. I can see a door on the other side of the roof. If I were to walk across the roof... very carefully, because apparently I am a giant woman. No crawl spaces allowed. Look at that. We have to bend in half to get through that door. That's ridiculous. Oh, amazing. And evade. So what that does is activating the flash makes the ghost back away. If you're good at parrying. I'm not. Parry that. Get crushed. Also, I've got the terrible film equipped. That's why that didn't kill him in one shot. Maybe I should not do that.
Secret dies with me.
Yeah, there's that pinging sound again. You hear that? I think some of the puzzles in Fatal Frame games are better than others. The pentagram puzzles from the first game, they're okay. They tend to become a bit samey after a while. I want to say there's a secret ghost over this way. That is... Wow, I haven't played this game for so long. How did I remember that? Where are you? Oh, there you go. An image of something has been caught on the photo. Is that this game's Broken Neck Woman? Yes, it is. A marked step down, continuing the trend. The first one was terrifying, the second one was eh, and then there's that one. Although I say that, I mentioned the I mentioned there was the top 10 viewer votes for scariest ghosts in the series. Broken Neck 1 and 2 are both on that list. I forget where they were. Hang on, I've got it written down here. They were... 7th and 8th on that list. Which is fair. That's pretty good placement. The one from the second game placed higher than the one from the first game. I disagree with that. Oh, Empirical Woodland. If we're doing food talk, if you were able to find a mint twirl, buy all of them. And then send them to me. They are delicious. There is a particularly questionable sound that has been mixed into this particular piece of ambience. Someone's having fun somewhere. I don't like it. I don't want to hear it. Stop doing that. You've got to come and be the Ryu character in Persona 4 Arena. It did sound like that, didn't it, Kosaka? Fancy that. I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure that's nothing. It's the same courtyard and tomb from that daydream. In the dream, you was inside. Oh, we're making breakfast burritos? Get in! Am I going to regret doing this? Yes, I am. What are you doing in there? You made me miss my telephone. Thanks, Rui. I'll be with you in a second. I gotta go get this. Ahoy hoy!
Yes, Kurosawa speaking?
See? She pronounces Kurosawa correctly. I like that. Day, it's Miku. Good morning. I gathered together all the information I got from the editor about the woman yesterday. I wanted you to see it. It's laying on the desk in my room, so please go take a look at it if you like. I've gotten a little worried about all this. There was one thing I wanted to check out. I'll be back after I finish.
I understand. Thanks.
So... Yeah, you just make breakfast. That's fine. There's... Yeah, you stay over there. Must have been seeing things. Anyway. So yeah, the character's full name, our character's name here, is Rei Kurosawa. Kurosawa after the noted Japanese director Akira Kurosawa. Amazing. But she is also related to the Kurosawa family from Fatal Frame 2. The devs haven't said how. And she is also related to a character in Fatal Frame 5, Hisoka Kurosawa. Again, the devs have not said how. It's just a really interesting little thing that, like, yep, everything's connected. This is Miku's room. I don't really like coming in here while she's out. And yet... Right, we're not going to snoop at the absolutely nothing that is in her room. Definitely not looking at that creepy doll. He's very dour looking. Miku always keeps her desk so neatly arranged. It puts mine to shame. There is a pile of reference materials and Miku's notes on the desk. She said she'd put them together for me. The woman in the photograph. Name, Yoshino Takigawa, 26. She was the only survivor of a plane crash that occurred in August. Following is a comment from a reporter named Ozawa who covered it. When the plane crashed, Ms. Takigawa was thrown out of the aircraft and was mostly untouched by the fire. Also, the arbor where she was thrown became a cushion, and she was thus miraculously saved. When rescued, her external injuries were mild burns, bruises, and scrapes, and it was determined that there was no threat to her life. But as it took 4 days to find her, she was very dehydrated, weak, and distressed, and she seemed to be suffering mentally. During those 4 days, she was surrounded by other victims, her relatives, and her lovers' corpses. Next is what I heard from someone at hospital admissions. After hospitalization, she was extremely frightened of being alone or sleeping. She apparently had frightening dreams, and would even hurt herself to stay awake. But, over time, the amount she slept grew longer, until she spent most of the day sleeping. At first, it was thought she was sleeping due to the psychological trauma she experienced, but her condition gradually grew worse, and she would sleep for 3 days straight. When she woke, she would complain of hallucinations, saying pain, or there are bruises all over my body. As her hallucinations grew worse, she became less responsive to outside stimulus during her waking hours, and would sometimes mutter deliriously or sing lullabies. The past several days she hasn't woken, and the rest is as they saw. This is also just a hospital rumor, but the staff has a long-standing urban legend amongst themselves about patients like Takigawa, or who they call lost patients. I've definitely lost my patience anyway. Placed between the pages of Miku's notebook is a copy of a newspaper cutting with today's date written on it. On the night of the 9th, a patient disappeared from her ward in Katsuragi Hospital, and the police are currently searching for her. The missing person is the sole survivor of the August plane crash, Yoshino Takigawa. Mrs. Takigawa became emotionally unstable after the accident. She was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and hospitalized long-term. The hospital's response to her disappearance went no further than, "We are investigating the details." Ms. Takigawa lost all her family in the accident, and concerns have been raised about her current whereabouts. Let's just file that away, how about? But yeah, Kosaka, I'm with you. It would be nice to have them explained, to have the links between all these characters explained. Is this a photo of Miku? Man, this is back from my awkward Xbox phase. Using a lot fewer polygons back then. Look at that. The photo shows Miku with a kind-looking young man. A boyfriend? No. More likely brother and sister. We'll get to that. She's always been cheerful enough, but I don't think I've ever seen her look quite this contented. I heard she had lost a family member. Could this person in the picture be... I mean, to me, it's generally cool when you can tie together threads of previous games. Like, this is one of the reasons why I like this one. Miku is here. She was in the first game. And that's pretty cool. And then, in the letter, it was talking about, hey, do you know anything about my missing niece? Because, I don't know, the second game. And I'm all about that sort of stuff, you know? Also, last little note about Rei before we move on. The word Rei means zero, or it's a word for zero in Japanese. You can also use, I believe, maru and zero, controversially. And this series in Japan is called Rei, zero, as in zero. It's right there on the screen. Once again, Fatal Frame is the superior title. It's one of the few times I can think of America just nailing it with renaming something. Alright, which... Ah! Hi! That was rude. Let's just start off the night. Oh, look at that! When that ghost hit me, bruises / tattoos have appeared about my person. That's troubling. I don't like that. I do like that. Yeah, you stay down. Stay over there. I also think the reason it's called Zero is because ghosts can't be explained. That's fair. I mean, generally, there is the understanding that that door is tightly sealed. Understand that. The general understanding is that, you know, if you've got some unfinished business, or if you die suddenly and tragically, then you'll stick around to do something. Take vengeance, guide people around. An image of something has been caught on the photo. Do you know what I haven't done? I haven't developed my photographs in the dark room. I should do that the next time I go back to the house. And then I'll give them to Miku. And she can tell me some more. Among all the tattered old books on the shelf is one with a spine that looks newer than the others. While continuing my research, I stumbled upon the existence of the shrine that is perhaps the origin of the sleeping priestess. The shrine is very small, and hidden away within the depths of a mountain. It appeared just as in the drawing. There are normally no worshippers, and according to stories from the small village nearby, it is a shrine where you could offer your pain. When I called upon the head of the family, she said they allow visitors until the snow melts. They carry out a rite here to protect a sacred area in the mountain. Men are not allowed in the rite, but it seems every few years they invite men in order to continue the bloodline. They call them outsiders. I think I've heard of a similar custom. The guests who come in winter while the snow falls all hide their faces and pull large bundles on wagons. It resembles a funeral procession. The rite carried out on their behalf must be connected to the song of the sleeping priestess. That's a semi-useful one. That points to the ghost on the screen. Or is it? Oh, no, apparently not. What that one does is it turns you towards the nearest hostile ghost. I'm thinking of one of the other games, I reckon, where it just indicates on the screen, maybe you should look over there. So, you remember Fatal Frame 2, when we went to, I want to say Kiryu House, And I went, oh yeah, the projector room. There's a secret item over here. I was thinking of this room right here. And I was thinking of that item right there. I had gotten all mixed up because for some reason both games include a film projector room. I do also have all the reels of film to watch, and we're not going to do that because that would be spoilers. I kind of forget which ones are the like ones that we find in order, so let's not tempt fate. I'll not tempt you. I'm leaving. Oh, I believe that there is... Well, I mean, obviously there is a secret ghost around here, because there it is. That's not the one I was thinking of. An image of something has been caught on the photo. That's one of the New Game Plus ghosts. Nope, I'm thinking of the wrong corridor. I'll find it eventually. It's weird, isn't it? How just, like, bits and pieces have remained with me despite not playing this game for a while. That is sealed by some strong power. Because I think a lot of horror movies out of Japan has ghosts in it. Yes! Most notably, The Ring, which is gonna show up in this game in ways you would not expect. The Grudge is another good one, because that's... that's pretty good, just Japanese horror anyway. Here's a bunch of disconnected characters suffering horribly. But also it runs on the idea that so many bad things have happened in this one place that now you just can't go there. Write the whole thing off. In fairness, Kosaka, you may be thinking of Fatal Frame 5, which is subtitled Maiden of Black Water. Which is, again, a much better subtitle, because I believe the Japanese subtitle was something like Damp Requiem, which is like, swing and a miss. No, I'm not keen on that. We've heard this tune before as well, haven't we? To an extent. It sounds like the title screen from Siren 2, which is great. Highly recommend the title screen music to Siren 2. Do I have a note about you? I do not have a note about that one. Okay. What was I even looking at? I was too busy looking at Fatal Frame 3.txt. An image of something has emerged on the photo. Oh, I know where that is. I think. That's the room we found right at the very start of the game. Back we go, I guess. That was super dumb. Andy, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I don't know. Right. Pardon me. Pardon me. A brief moment. Is it tools? Sure. Let's have some health back. Why not? Something I don't like about this game is that that was too late. And just the Fatal Frame series in general is you can't really put distance between yourself and the enemies, because most of them can teleport, or at the very least have like instant transmission.
More sacrifices.
You stay over there. Is it possible to remove the upgrades? Kind of. So if we go over here, yeah, let's top up. If we go over here to the camera, so what we can do is we can, like, take this one, turn it off. Take that one, turn it off. Alright, so what are you? You are... It doesn't say what the name is, but I think that one's Burst. And that's probably going to be Pierce. But yes, you can turn those off. If you go to this one, you can power up the camera. Like so. If you power up, the number of uses increases. Well, I don't need that. But this one lets you power up the lenses over here. And you can't turn any of this stuff off. You can in the second game. So you see how we've been picking up parts for the camera that do things like, it sounds the alarm when a ghost is nearby, or it makes a little light flash in a Fatal Frame chance. You can turn those off if you want. I think it's specifically put there just like challenge mode, which is fair, you know? Some people like a challenge. Me, I'm going to use every tool that the game gives to me. Alright, so this room, you know we talked about random encounters earlier? This room is a nightmare for random encounters. There's a very high encounter chance in here anyway, and when you use the projector, what you... I need to rebind that button. I meant to do that. You just stand here like this, watching the screen for a while, which is prime ghosts come out of the woodwork time. Can I get back to where I need to be? I don't know. Although, this seems familiar, doesn't it? We've been here before. This is where we started off the game. This is the little daydream sequence. I'm with you. Oh, nice. That's a full heal. Yeah, with you, Kosaka. The clock telling the time to nobody. Love it. One of my aunts and uncles have a proper grandfather clock. And it only strikes, I believe, on the hour. But even then, it's the creepiest thing. Just slowly ticking away in the background, and eventually it just chimes. And I both love it and hate it. There is a gap in the wall. I can see through it to the downstairs floor. Maybe this is where the banister used to go. Oh, that is just a hole in the wall. Okay, cool. I went to my work when they were building it. Like, building it. And, I've been up on the mezzanine floor when there wasn't a guardrail. Pretty creepy. Don't recommend it. Oh, hey, check it out. This is a prop from Fatal Frame, the first one. They knew. That's a really subtle scare, and I love it. Is it from the first game? I think that's actually one of Yoshitatsu's dolls, like, from the second game. But yeah, if you look at it for long enough, she just turns to look at you. And, yep, don't do that. Can't go through that door. I'm with you, like, and it's something that Fatal Frame does particularly well. That door is also sealed. You'd hope it's sealed. Look at all these spell tags. Nothing's getting through that. Nothing up there? I wanted to say there was something up there. Oh well. But yes, this is something that the Fatal Frame series is really, really good at. Please stop doing that. They move in the direction I point you. Don't make me advocate for tank controls, because those are awful. Oh, I think I know what you are. I think you are down there. Hard to see, but there's a little hand coming out of that little trapdoor area. And now it's gone. Yeah, you stay down there. But yeah, something that this game on series is particularly good at is this thing's happening, and you just know that a ghost's gonna happen. It's going to happen. We're not gonna tell you when, but it's coming. And then very often it doesn't. Like with that clock, it's gonna start chiming, and a ghost's gonna pop out. Is it? I'm not gonna tell you. That would spoil the surprise. Oh yeah, now there's something down there. Why are you... Why do I hear... A, weeping. B, why is my filament lighting up, flagging a hostile ghost? I don't like that. Is it this one? It's not this one. I'm dead certain there's a... Oh, I think I know why. No? Okay. Oh, she's down there. So, the way that the game does it... yes. So, yes, there are random encounters. And the way it works, I should not be up here. This is the worst place for me to be. You shush. This word has been tainted, child. Don't say it. Don't say it. There you go. And you can tell that you're safe because this lantern has come back on. The blue lanterns turn off when there are hostile spirits nearby. So, the way that the random encounters work, they will show up after a certain amount of time, a certain amount of doors. Some of them just trigger based on RNG. And the way it goes is, as you progress through the game, and in some instances as you do like side stuff, different ghosts will get added to that pool. One of the best examples I can think of is in Fatal Frame 1. To start off with, there is the Wandering Man and the Wandering Woman. They're the only people you'll find, just randomly. And as you go on, you'll find things like the Floating Head will show up, and Broken Neck will show up, and the Defeated Monk will show up. Right, you better not do that jump scare thing again. Thanks. Oh, she's seen me. She knows that I'm here. That is really subtly creepy. And that's something else that I like about this series, and something that it knows to do really, really well, is it's very good at instilling dread. Why would that ghost know that I'm there? Ghosts follow set patterns, and occasionally throw stuff around. Right. I am dead certain that at some point a ghost spawns and you have to like shoot between the stairs. Because I've got it. I got it one time and I had to save scum to get it. This was during my last playthrough where I went to great pains to catch as many fleeting ghosts as I could, because that would allow me to unlock the Crush lens for this, essentially, for when I stream the game. I've also unlocked a couple of the other outfits as well, which, that was not the correct word to emphasize, but you... 3. Actually, that makes sense, because it's the... You? Hey! Oh! Oh! I know who you are. I thought that was one of the ghosts from Fatal Frame 1. Why would that be a thing? This is the wrong game for that. But then I also thought that she was, oh, I forget her name. It's probably one of the priestesses. There's a ghost in Fatal Frame 5 that moves very much like this ghost does. Sort of bows down, dips low, and then flies back up at you. But yeah, why would she be in that game? This is not the game for that. Right, let us go back to that locked door. Is it just you, or do they move around randomly? They do. So because the main mechanic is that you stand in place and focus on the ghost, that would be easy if the two of you just maintained distance. So what certain ghosts will do, some more than others, is they will try to flank you effectively. They will appear beside you or behind you. Of note, the blind woman from Fatal Frame, the first one. Her main attack was to appear behind you and stand motionless. Because it was really, really scary when you then turned around and she was just towering over you. Master Himuro was awful for that. He would teleport left and right every couple of seconds, which made it really hard to get a bead on him and charge up your camera shot. The doll stuck to the door is fading away. That's, not a pleasant sight. And going into walls at random. So yeah, the ghosts do go into walls at random. Well, I say at random. As they move around, they go through the walls. Because they're ghosts. They don't care about clipping. They just do what they want. On the candlelit altar is a huge gemstone as big as my palm. It looks like it might be used in some kind of ceremony. Something is reflecting light above the altar. And we got a bellflower key. Can I do this right now? No. Probably for the best. We don't want to tinker with that shrine. It's... hi! How's it going? I think we've annoyed her. Creepy stuff about creepy altars is so not creepy when read by a chipper Andy. Thanks! Oh, hey, I got notes about you. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna have to, finish this fight and then go read it. Because I can't see where my notes are and where they mention you. Alright. Did I thought the game... the game had just melted away into nothing. That's fine. An image of something has been caught on the photo. That girl...
You're a traitor, too.
That girl, she's called Minamo. And she's in the comic book of this. There is something on the floor where the girl dressed as a shrine maiden was. I wonder if being impaled hurts. I wonder which hurts worse, having the stake go through a little bit at a time, or having it stabbed through all at once. I wonder if they die when the stake goes all the way through. I wonder if it matters if they die. I want to impale a real priestess soon. So that ties back to the note that I have here. Let's, I cannot move. I've just got to listen to that creepy song until the game says I can't anymore. So, yes, the girl is called Minamo. I don't believe she has a last name. She's in the comics. She is introduced as kind of curious, kind of psychopathic. She is seen nailing animals to the floor. Hey, don't mess with that one. There is old film in the camera obscura. Right, let's remember to develop it this time, shall we? Yeah! Every time I dream of the house, the snake-like tattoo gets bigger. The stabbing pain is worse every day. If things carry on like this, it will eventually cover my whole body. And then... the dreams and the manor. What do they mean? How can I escape? Also, hi, Rickstress. How's it going? I hope everything's well with settling into the new place. I enjoyed the cooking that you've shown off so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it. Please, do keep going. Also, yeah, Fatal Frame 4 and 5 have gotten remasters. I've got both of them. Miku, you okay over there? Why are you singing the song that is in my dream? Miku, that song. Oh, hey, good morning. That song? I don't remember I don't remember exactly where I heard it, but I feel like I've been hearing it in my dreams lately. I don't have any idea what the lyrics mean. Could it be some sort of dialect? Dreams? I admire anyone who can, like, yes, do the VA stuff, but also sing their VA stuff, because I can't sing. Not well. I do like goofy singing. Same deal with goofy voice acting work, but not like the proper stuff. An envelope has been delivered through the letterbox. Dear you, I'm sending you a testimony tape I just found about the urban legend. If I give it to you, I know you'll take good care of it. I found several other tapes, but as they're quite old, having been dubbed by a gramophone, they're damaged. I'm trying to get them restored now. I'll send them to you when they're done. Lately, I've solely been researching folklore, legends, folk tales, and folk religion. That was both your and Mafuyu's field, wasn't it? I feel like that's grammatically correct. Anyway, it's an interesting world, but I don't want to get too deep into it. How is Mafuyu's sister? Her name was Miku, right? I'm searching everywhere I can, but I still don't know about Junsei Takamine's whereabouts. Maybe he was spirited away too. If you've got anything, let me know. Mio's health is not good, so I put her in the hospital. She only wakes once every 2 days, and only then for a couple of hours at a time. I've got to hurry with my research. Regards, Kei Amakura. Now what? Oh, apparently I can't read back up the letter. That's fine. We can only go forwards through the letter. So there was a name in there that should also sound familiar, that being, Junsei Takamine. Hey, I remember you from that other game. Manor of Sleep A. We can potentially play it on that tape deck if you've got, like, 20 minutes. Right. Not going to bed right now. I'm going to go downstairs, and I'm going to develop that film. See if I don't. So yes, Junsei Takamine, that was the name in that letter. That was the catalyst behind Fatal Frame 1. He went into the Haunted Mansion to get some ideas for his ghost story, and never returned. Mafuyu went in to find him. Miku went in to find him. And that's the story of the first one. Hey. That's a keeper. Put that on MySpace. Was it Facebook when this game came? It was probably still MySpace when this game came out, wasn't it? Do you know what, Rick Stress? Kinda. Takamine was a like a horror writer and a folklorist of sorts, and he based all of his work on real life goings on. And yeah, he went into the mansion to. He got too deep into his work. This looks like the skewered red dolls in the courtyard with the sacred tree. Maybe it's some kind of religious ritual. The shrine maiden in the room full of dolls nailed to the wall. She has a stake in her hand, just like my vision. Who or what could she be? Oh, okay. Who or what could she be? That's not how you punctuate that. You gotta double check CPC Gamer's teleprompter. He'll just read anything you put in front of him. Now, I do believe if I go find Miku, I can just throw these at her and ask her to do some exploration, investigation, and tell me all about whatever these pictures are. Miku is probably in her room. So it's just occurred to me, and I don't know if this is like an intentional design choice on the part of the devs. I would believe it if it was. Where these women don't do much. Or at least Rei doesn't. And I don't know if that's her drifting through life in a haze, missing her fiancé, but like, this doesn't appear to be particularly normal behavior either. I'm just going to sit on my bed, feet on floor, staring at a wall. Hey, what's the matter? Miku, that person in the picture on your desk. That's my older brother. He's been missing for quite some time. I didn't know. I'm sorry for bringing it up. I was just wondering. Okay, maybe Miku is reading. It's a concept so unfamiliar to me, I didn't recognize it when I saw her sat there doing that. Can I talk to you? I've got these pictures I want you to look at. Not like that. It's not weird or anything. No? Fine. Going to bed. You be like that. I'm gonna... Was there a VHS filter on the screen, or is that just because it's being run through an upscaler and brightened up? Nah, that'd be silly. Anyway. Let's do tonight's stream, and then see what else is going on. Don't forget to save. And also, find a way to throw those pictures at Miku, because I will forget by next week. Huh? There? Look at that!
I thought I wasn't going to have it anymore.
Weirdly, I am super nostalgic for this music.
Don't want to see anymore.
But check it out! This is the entrance to Himuro Mansion from the first game. Is there still a ghost in this corner? No. Okay, well, that's fair. But it makes sense, right? They still do that! Oh, that's amazing! Rei is dreaming about the manner of sleep because she's processing whatever's going on with work. But Miku is dreaming about the Himuro Mansion incident, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, it's this huge traumatic thing. You're going to dream about that on occasion. And this is here, like it always is. And this music is a reworked and remastered version of the original Fatal Frame 1 soundtrack. Isn't that great? Yes, it is. This is one reason why people tend to rank this game highly among the series, and I'm right up there with them because I completely agree. I love it when you get to revisit old locations in new games. And this is exactly how it went in the first game as well. You came down the rope corridor, and you found the camera. Now, I completely forget how Miku's camera works. I know she's got like magical powers or something, but that's about all I remember. I love her outfit, says Kosaka. I agree. It's a pretty cute outfit. It's kind of like a reworked version of the one that she had in the first game. Which makes sense. I mean, the hairpiece is the same. That, I think, is a super nice touch. Also, I'll tell you another nice touch. If I just check in these rooms. Right. If we go to camera, so we don't have oh, you can turn the equipment on and off. There you go. So we can, to go back to the question you asked a short while ago, yes, you can indeed turn off the additional functions of the camera if you so desire. What is that? Slows the movement of all ghosts. Charges can be stored for 2 stages. Oh, I ain't doing none of that. I'm going to power up you. Raw DPS. That's what I'm about. So anytime we take pictures of ghosts, we get the points. You've seen those show up on the screen. Those points stockpile, and ultimately they allow... Oh, no. Well, we've got to do one of those. But yes, the more points we stockpile, that's how we power up the camera. And it's also how you buy... Hi! Hi, guy! I wonder how powerful she actually is. Well. Right, where are you? Hopefully this answers your question. Miku's thing is, because she's done this before, she is attuned to fighting ghosts. So first of all, she has a way higher potential. There is something on the floor where the man with the hatchet was. Oh, do you remember that? I remember that. Effect 1 slows a ghost's movements. By pressing that button, you can slow the ghosts down. Since the ghost moves more slowly, it is easier to dodge attacks or aim in the shutter chance or fatal frame. You cannot use it if... See, that's magic. That's how she does that. And then there we go. And then that is going to be... Yeah. Dolly zoom vision is what makes the red bar go down. And that's your mana. Effectively. That door is firmly closed. And all those spell tags mean we're not going through that door anytime soon. That's where the rest of the mansion is, and Miku definitely does not want to go there. So yes, she is more powerful than the first time she encountered ghosts. And... Oh, do I have to take a picture? Should I have taken a picture of this before I went over there? No. Alright, so, this is a puzzle that we had from the first game. You had to find a mask with a happy face, and that would let you get through the door. And then a mask with like an angry face, and that would let you get through the door. And the trick was, you had to find the simulacrum mask, which was... Can I take that down again? No, I can't. Okay. You had to get the simulacrum mask, which would reflect whatever was behind it. And that was essentially the skeleton key. That would let you open up every door with the one mask. And then this... Where are you? This is where the... Oh, that was a good one. Good job, game. This is where, like, the layout of the mansion gets a little more, or a little less, sense-making, because this is the pond, or the fish tank room, I think it's called in the original game. And the fish tank room isn't here. That's on the other side of Himono Mansion. But again, it makes sense within dream logic, because it's dream logic. Close shot, I'll say. Did you see that? She's getting right up to the camera. Please let go. Thanks. Now I'm going to have to go heal up. Because this is where Miku kind of differs when it comes to her versus Rei. Rei can take a hit, but she's not as powerful when it comes to the camera. Miku is incredibly weak. But we can overcharge. And then completely miss. Yeah, so part of it is, as you go through the game, the ghosts get stronger anyway. And part of it is Miku just has a shorter health bar. And you can't fix that. Maybe I should not be using Type 7 film. Yeah, parry that! So, way it goes with Miku, kind of hard to explain while, like, actually fighting a ghost. We can charge up like Ray did, but if we hold down the shutter button, we also get the Fatal Frame 2 camera effect, where keep focusing and you do more damage. Which is a pretty cool way of combining the two, I think. Alright, I don't even need to do this. I'm just ready to finish the fight. There you go. There is something on the floor where the ghost of the long-haired woman was. Yeah! Guess what we're about to do? you see this little, pentagram on this door right here? I hope it's this one. Yep. Responding to the Twilight Stone you brought, it looks as though the door mechanism has begun to move. So what we have to do is we have 6 moves. And we have to get... Hang on a second. Where is my penguin pointer? There she is. This symbol to match up with this symbol. So this one has to go over here, for example. That one, that one. And then that one has to go down there. That one, that one. And we have to do this in 6 moves. Alright. Let's see. And you go there. Oh yeah, there you go. There we go. And then we can put the stone that we just found into the last space. And this pleasant symbol opens the door. And through we go. I'm so glad. Also, I'm so glad that the sound effects are all the same from the first game. And this music is also from the first game. And that's... Did I just see something roll out of there? No, I didn't. Ignore it. Old books are lined up on a small bookshelf. One of them looks like a diary or something. But the moisture coming in through the window has smudged the writing. And I can't read any of it. We didn't copy that text from the first game. Get out of here, player. We're not that diligent. Crimson Diary. Snow is falling. It's a quiet night. This could be the last snow of the 10 years of changing seasons I have watched from this window. As I watch the snow, I get the feeling that something has passed. Finally, I have severed all my attachments. I'll give my body over to the ropes and seal the gates. Signed, Kizuna Himuro. That's an important name right there. That's a ghost that we have met before, but not in this game. She was the one from the end of the first game who was just lying on the floor. And then her second form, she was just frantically clawing her way down the corridor to kill you. She was great. Are you reusing cinematics? You are! We saw that in the first game as well. Look at that. You're kind of right. It does feel like normal is hard mode. I don't know that they scaled it up outside of Japan. Maybe this is just a hard game. I mean, the difficulty levels are normally normal, fatal, normal, nightmare, and fatal. So, hey, this isn't good. This compression on these voices is a choice, and I don't know why they made it. Use your camera. Use the camera. You've got a camera. Use the camera. So this is Kizuna Himuro's third form. And this one's great. So she is a ghost that we encountered in the first game. We're not going to go long tonight. I'm going to finish this night. And then go raid someone, I do reckon. I have been mindful of the time. Don't you worry, friendo. Let's just switch back to that. So, Kizuna Himuro is a ghost that we found in the first game. Initially, she lay flat on this panel and didn't move. And it kind of tricked you. I don't want to go in any further. Good, because that's the final boss room. And we don't want to do that. And actually, as you went through that door and progressed down a corridor, Kizuna would chase you. And it was a really, really hard fight, because she had a very low, small hitbox, and she was super fast. And there she is again. She's still here. And she's still mad at us. And she's going to be mad at us forever. And that's a really worrying thought. And that is the ghost who is believed to be the long-armed man's daughter. That's another ghost that we found in the first game. He had a habit of snatching children to try and find his daughter, or to bring her playmates. It's not entirely clear. And again, this goes back to not explaining a mystery. That makes it better. Man, wouldn't it be dreadful if the Broken Neck Woman was in this game? And now we have to go and fight her. Gosh, wouldn't that be awful? Am I joking? Who knows? Was that the front door, actually? I think that was the front door. I saw that the front door was nailed shut, so we...
Father's over here.
That's grand. I'm leaving. Looks like I can go outside from here. Do you want to go outside? Actually, no, because if she's directing me over here... Let's go and do that. I have notes about that ghost as well, but I imagine she'll be showing up again. She's plot important. So we'll get to that next time. That will be...
Over here.
That's a picture of some ropes. Good job, Amano. That's not even your name. It's Amane. Get it right. This looks familiar.
Over here.
This looks familiar. So yeah, this is why I didn't want to open up the map and show you how big it was. Because it would say, hey, Himuro Mansion is directly connected to the Manor of Sleep. Because you're dreaming about it, you're stuck here. It's like Tartarus from Persona 3. If you're thinking about it, now it's become part of it. Try not to think of the place you're in, because then it just collapses in on itself and builds up and up and up forever. I think that's part of the game audio. I couldn't decide if the, like, pinging sound was, something I was hearing, or if it's part of the, like, game audio. I'm gonna say game. There's a small space at the back of the low bookcase, and I can see a ladder leading up. I tried pushing the bookcase, but it's too heavy. Probably only a man could move it. Oh, Japan. Incidentally, if we're doing that, this faffy run, you don't have to do that if you're not in a kimono. Like, that is very specifically how you move in a kimono. So, that little girl, I mentioned her name is Amane. She is not a hostile spirit.
Save the two.
At the very least, for Miku, she is not a hostile spirit. For reasons we will find later. But, if you do the mission mode, you can fight her. She has her own AI scripting and her own attack patterns, and I think that's really, really cool. But just... yes, you see her over here, but to properly interact with her, you gotta go over there. Was that Miku's dream? But why? It seems like Miku was having the same dream too. I think the save file, the save screen rather, is pretty cool as well, because it's like, here's just a picture of where you are. My go-to favorite is still Silent Hill 2. I love the save screens, and it's just your face staring into the save point. Like, that's great. Alright, let us return to the game. But actually not, because it's the end of my stream. Who am I going to raid today? I don't know. Do I have somebody on? Let's go and... is anyone streaming this game right now? Me! What are you doing? This person appears silent, but is tagged as English, so, I don't know, cool. Let's go say hello to them. They're playing Fatal Frame 4. I'm not going to watch too much, because I don't want to be spoiled on essentially anything. But let's go rate them and say hello. Thank you for the stream, thank you for lurking, thank you for coming along. I'm glad my voice has helped everyone. Do come back tomorrow. We're going to do some Castlevania. I nearly said it in that way that I say it. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Come back tomorrow for that. And until next time, goodbye.